Welcome to Arkham City. If you're new here, I'll tell you how things work around here. The Arkham City is a walled city in a small part or chunk of the Gotham City. It is an anarchy city, and the one who is in control is Professor Hugo Strange, with his security forces called Tiger. It's more of a prison really. All kinds of criminal and super criminals spend their time here, captured by the Tiger forces, or patient that was transferred here from Arkham Asylum and Blackgate Prison. Arkham Asylum, the failed asylum that used to contain criminal and super criminal alike. The ex-warden and the current mayor of Gotham City, Quincy Sharp, ran the place. The food, supplies, necessities will be airdropped at certain location, which leaves the prisoner of Arkham or inmates to fight each other for it, majority of which belong to a certain faction. Joker's crew, Two-Face Thug, Penguin Goons. These leave political prisoners that aren't in favor of Strange to quietly starve while there's a territorial war going on around the city. Some are bullied into corner, abused by gang members. Wrongly accused prisoners are here as well, and they are as confusing as anybody for the reason why they're here. The key players are Strange, Two-Face, Penguins, the Jokers, and much more. Bruce Wayne, the multi-billionaire playboy, decided to give a political speech about Arkham City, was then apprehended by the Tiger forces, and face-to-face with Hugo Strange himself. Strange knows of Batman's true identity, that is, of Bruce Wayne. Getting captured by Strange may be the desired outcome that was planned by Batman. Nevertheless, Batman is now in Arkham City. Arkham City is 5 times the size of Arkham Asylum. While Arkham Asylum tend to be linear, Arkham City is much more open and freer to roam around. But it won't be until Arkham Knight that we get to free roam of the entire Gotham City. Like I mentioned before, Arkham City is just a small chunk of the Gotham City, walled off from the rest of the bigger city. This part of Gotham is very much run down, and people don't really live here. Crime rate is high and living condition isn't great, so it got turned into an Arkham City, in the name of Gotham safety for its citizens. Little did the rest of Gotham residents know that this place is not only an anarchy city and a prison, but by the end of the night, something big will happen, something that Hugo Strange called Protocol 10. Throughout the game, Strange will be counting down hours before Protocol 10 will commence. Hypnosis. As someone who is very much intrigued and want to gain a degree in psychology, I don't know much about prison or anarchy part of the system myself. You know, slum and bad neighborhoods. I know to an extent that American prisons are somewhat of a scheme to get money, but who am I to say? Psychologically speaking though, if a prison city like this exists in real life, it will be quite alarming considering the fact that the wrongly accused person can end up here and have to partake or participate in criminal acts just to get food. It's not the best way to help people to turn into a new leaf, not to mention the ethics about this. It is walled off from the rest of Gotham, sure, but does that really stop the dangers to harm the whole of Gotham? Crimes happen anywhere. For those who have been caught, will just get put in here. It doesn't help with the crime rate. But of course, I speak as if Hugo Strange has his plan out to make this a proper prison where people can change. No, he has more sinister plan for them by the end of the night. Personally, the idea of a prison to be a place where you sentence criminals from the rest of the city resident is pretty outdated, don't you think? Some Nordic countries like Norway have so-called prison that will surely make a person turn into a new leaf, due to its environment and humane design, to make a person giving themselves a second thought. Their so-called prison room looks better than my room. I've never been into any prison in any city, but I've seen the exterior of one that is just around the neighborhood. It looks intimidating. I can only imagine what lies beyond those walls and barbed wires. Anyways, that's my psychological and personal opinion on prisons. The one like Arkham City. Hopefully it won't become a thing. That would be it for the introduction. I'll be seeing you in another section. Continuing on from the prologue and introduction, this may be a bit dull, but I don't exactly use gadget during fight. But here's a footage of me attempting it. Batman himself has been trained by League of Assassins, but he has declared to himself that he would never ever kill a soul, innocent or otherwise. This is interesting because it made him an expert at hand-to-hand combat and various gadgets that he incorporated into his fighting style. He is an intellect in CQC, close quarter combat. He is strong, fast, and very resilient against damage. His Batman suit this time is a bit different. In previous game Arkham Asylum, he would have an ability to upgrade his health bar. Here in Arkham City, he has two choices: increase his health bar, or rather the armor bar, for two types of damage, melee and range. Which is pretty genius if you think about it, considering there's more type of enemies now. And taking a hit from ranged weapon doesn't mean you have less bar to fight goon in CQC. Another note to this is that once you reach a certain combo, you only need to press E to take down an enemy. In previous game, it requires two keys to do it, which isn't very responsive, I can't tell you that much. I never knew this until I watched a video on YouTube about this game. Turns out you can use the hook to disarm armed enemies. You know, guys with guns. Let that be a lesson if you like to try Arkham City. Personally, I just go hand to hand and throw sand, which I can say can be pretty fun on its own. No fancy gadget, just me and my hand and sometimes boots. Dodging around enemies are fine if you aren't good at countering an enemy. I'm not exactly fit for a fight myself, never mind that I didn't even learn some martial art, like Judo, Taekwondo or Muay Thai. But I can say this, I'm pretty good with knife, hence why I collect them. Not many, just two. Same body song or butterfly knife, black and silver. There's a story about these small blades. At the time I was upset and felt unfulfilled. So I asked my mother for some money so I can purchase these online. I ordered two in different color to express my duality. At the time I was confused and think I have dissociated personality disorder. Having two different personalities exists in one body. Two knives for two personalities. I assumed that he would need it too. My favorite is the silver one. It's much more flexible. Maybe I play with it too often compared to the black one, and I felt like I just wasted money on some random mumbo jumbo of mine. My mother was in need of sleep after all her work at the time, so I went a little bit, talking about how this is a waste of money, her money, but she said it's fine, sometimes we just need something. That's my story about my knives. You can order these from online shop, which is convenient for collectors such as myself. Well, at the end of the day, I just want something that I can use to defend myself and my family. I'm a bit paranoid, knowing there's plenty of people who would hate us to the point of harming us. Or maybe it would be just one bad day for someone. Another story is that the more I use the knife for something, maybe for playing tricks, the more I think about killing other people with it, thinking I would end up as a serial killer. But that was a long time ago. Luckily, I got better, and we're here, safe and sound. We got a bit, no, not even a bit, a whole page of sidetrack there. So back to the topic at hand. Gameplay aren't just combat. is also the ability to relocate yourself, positioning and planning out on how to perform and take down the enemies, which would require you to gain a higher ground and tackle the enemy with your intellect. Like I said before, Batman is a combat intellect. So if you want to take down an enemy, you got to think carefully and craft your own tactics. I brute force it, but I recommended you to use Quick Gadget by pressing the gadget button twice. There's also a lot more of that Riddler trophy you can collect all over the city. So grappling hook around the city and glide with your cape, it is part of the gameplay. I find it to be quite fun since it's an open area compared to Arkham Asylum, which usually is just small interior with objects that you can grappling on sometimes. Here we can glide all we want, grappling all we want, and listen closely to what the goons are talking about. I happen to ignore most of these because I want footage for the video. I shouldn't have done that, but it's too late to regret it now. Let's just say that there's an improvement from the previous game, alright? Your use of gadget is plenty, though there is not many occurrence to use detective modes because this place is a hell lot bigger than Asylum. But there are those moments too, so don't worry about it if you like to play detective. Exploring the Arkham City and see how it comes to be in the end is quite an experience, but I won't talk about how it all goes down, not until the story section. Let's proceed to the next one, should we? Now, we'll be talking about the graphic and sounds, though that is not all. We'll be talking about other things as well, such as atmosphere of the game and my personal opinion of the city. The Arkham City is a rundown part of Gotham that people abandoned and then was walled off and throw in all kind of criminals in here. According to Alfred, we have 1,000 or so criminals in here, innocent or otherwise. I think this game came out 2 years after the last game, so it still has that feeling of Arkham Asylum, like we just departed and landed on a good spot and continue our story. Basically, it has the same base as the previous game, but expand upon, kind of like how Yakuza 0 is a base for Yakuza Kiwami, or Yakuza 6 for Yakuza Kiwami 2. Performance issues in this game are pretty obvious since there's no loading screen unless it's entering and exiting the interior. It lags pretty bad when you enter a new chunk of the game since it's populated with trophies to collect, goons to beat up, innocents to be saved, and just so you can traverse yourself around the city really. But it still plays well, and hopefully in Arkham Knight it wouldn't have performance issue, though I still put everything on low in Arkham Knight, just to be safe. But most of you aren't using GTX 750 Ti with 2GB of VRAM, right? You'll be fine. The graphic, I forgot what kind of setting I had it on. Medium? Looks pretty good, and it shows how run down this place really is. Environment can change too, specifically when they bomb the bridge or other things during Protocol 10. It's also during winter, so you can eavesdrop on inmates of the city. Don't complain how cold it is. There are clever landmarks around the city, so you don't really get lost while you're roaming. The atmosphere is different from Arkham Asylum, obviously. It's a glimpse of what Arkham series can expand on, and Arkham Knight sure did make that very certain. You can explore the city and do side activities like helping out political prisoner that strange arrest them and throw them in here. Territorial gang like Joker or Penguin who fight each other and such. It shows the destruction of the city. An already worn out city just gets worse and worse. I believe that it's intentional by Hugo Strange. It's part of Protocol 10 after all, to group up all kind of inmates in here, including Bruce Wayne, which Hugo knows that he is the Batman. Batman being in the city makes things complicated. But that won't stop Protocol 10 Nothing will, until it does get stopped. But that's far ahead of our script. Arkham City itself make me feel alienated. Never before would you see a certain part of the Gotham City getting walled in and patrol helicopters roaming around, spotting activities and report to Strange. It does make you think, if such thing happens, what would it be like? Some may argue that the rundown part of certain cities in the world could serve for an example for Arkham City, like certain part of Detroit, or just most of the Eastern European towns, communist bloc and such. I'm not a geolocation expert, but I do take a liking to such subject. After all, it's good to know where to be and where to not be. It really does show how reality and fiction crash upon one another. This kind of place probably exists out there, out of my ignorant mind, though let's hope it won't stay that way. The soundscape of this game is well done. While Arkham Asylum atmosphere and soundscape have that of a somewhat Lovecraftian feel to it, Arkham City felt like an actual city that used to exist. It's very convenient that Batman knows how to get signal of pretty much everyone. You can stay around and hear goons talking about their boss, whatever they think of or what they're feeling, being in the Arkham City. The voice actor in this is superb as well. Kevin as Batman and Mark as Joker will never get old. Well, they did. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. We also always love to hear those goons become scared of Batman. They are shitting themselves being terrified of Batman. That part will get even better in Arkham Knight. The soundtrack is actually pretty good this time around. I didn't notice much in Arkham Asylum. It was, well, it's a background music. It serves its purpose, but that's about it. Here in Arkham City, the main theme sets off whatever that lies ahead. Take a listen of the best part of the main theme. There's a couple of fights too, so I might as well just show it when you're fighting goons. It's much more intense than the previous game. And the use of music during Protocol 10 is, well, it is cool and all, but I figured they'll have something that's better than taking out Sniper while the theme plays. Nonetheless, it was a solid score. The timing for it was also very good. For a game that is half my age, graphic and sound wise, they are well done. Not to mention that the graphic of this game make it stand out from the others, and the music is complementing whatever it is that we are seeing. Now the next section is going to be a tad bit long, but I'll try my best to summarize it. If you don't want spoiler, go to here. We good? Okay. Alright, the story. I usually get too immersed in this kind of thing and ended up telling you everything like the last video on Batman Arkham Asylum. So I'll try my best to summarize it this time. Even though I already did summarize it in the prologue, I'd like to mention it once more that they built Arkham City using the rundown part of the Gotham City to hold all kind of prisoner here, which most politicians disagree with Hugo Strange, the one in charge of Arkham City. So those politicians get thrown in this. Bruce Wayne also gave a speech about this, but was apprehended by Tiger's security force, ordered by Hugo Strange. Strange know of our true identity. Maybe getting caught is part of the plan. Whose plan? Both Batman and Strange. At the beginning, we learned that Strange has something called Protocol 10, which is ready once he has captured the Batman, or rather, Bruce Wayne. We fight some of Penguin's goons in somewhat a tutorial in this game, and break the handcuff. Order Alfred to drop us a Batpod containing gadgets and the Batsuit. Catwoman was captured by Two-Face in the courthouse. She may have information about Protocol 10, so Batman goes to rescue her. It seems like Protocol 10 may have something to do with Strange and Joker. Catwoman almost got killed by Joker's remote control sniper rifle. We hurried ourselves to the source of the signal, which led us to Joker's hideout. We find out that he's dead, but not really. We then play as Catwoman, trying to break into the wall with the help of Poison Ivy. The negotiation didn't go so well, and we are back as Batman. Joker may not be dead, but he's dying. He injects his blood into our blood and donates his blood all over Gotham. He wants Batman to find a cure for him, knowing that Mr. Freeze has gone silent on him. We track Mr. Freeze, but no sight of him. We beat the information out of Penguin's goon. Turns out Freeze is in a museum which is owned by the Penguin. We head there, find out the signal to hack into the system is jammed, so we destroy all the jammer. We try to get in again, face up Penguin, realize that we need Freeze's help, and get the code to deactivate the freeze gun that Penguin is using. Defeated Penguin, asked Freeze about the cure. Freeze said there isn't one. Explained that the cure dissolved too quickly. It needs a restorative enzyme, especially one that is bonded with the blood of a human. Rage Al Ghul's assassin heard Batman saying her master name, broke out of the glass and bleed, which left us with the evidence to track her down. We then put a tracker on her and call Robin off with the attack. We follow the tracker. Seems like it goes underground. We ran into Joker's goons getting supplied by Strange himself. But we're looking for the blood of Rage, so we keep going. Joker's blood was no joke. It affects Batman from time to time. We meet Talia, surprised to see us. We want to join her again and goes through trials of demon. Then finally meeting Rage. We lie to Talia. We just want her dad's blood. But it turned into a boss fight. In the end we do have his blood. A lot of it. We then, of course, meet Freeze. He make cure for us, keep one in the safe, and smash one in front of us. Joker's got his wife, so we fight Freeze. Try to get a cure in the safe, but Quinn took it. Going after Quinn, I guess. We beat up his goon. Joker's himself, he sure does look better than the last time we saw him. We keep on fighting, but the debris fall on us. Joker ready his knife. He is going to kill Batman. Talia came with an offer for Joker, an eternal life in exchange for Batman's life. We are cold. It's our turn as a Catwoman. Poison Ivy finally released us and helped us break through the wall. It took a couple of tries to fight off this guy, but we did it. Catwoman contemplates on leaving Batman behind or saving him. She chooses to save Batman. Once Batman is up, well, the Protocol 10 has already been commenced. I'll let you see it for yourself. It's a pretty intense scene.
Oracle. Strange is launching missile strikes on Arkham City from Wonder Tower. You shut this place down. Joker's taken Talia. I'm going after them.
You can't. Hundreds will be killed. I need your help to stop the attack.
He'll kill Talia.
You need to think this through. Batman can't let all these people die.
My tracker's not activating. Reroute all Wayne Tech satellites to boost the signal.
I can't do that. I realize it is difficult, Sam, but you need to decide if one life is worth sacrificing to save 1,000.
Don't do this, Alfred.
Batman must save Gotham. I'm sorry, but deep down, you know I'm right.
Oracle, do not lose Talia's signal. Okay, the tower's locked down. No way in without the codes. One of the choppers will be carrying the master control program. I just need to find that chopper.
We want to save Talia, but first we must save the city from getting missile rain on the inmates. We got our way in and the music during it is pretty good. Here, I'll show you a feel.
I've got the code. I'm heading to Wonder Tower.
Good. You're doing the right thing. The code should let you enter via the guard room near the main gate.
Don't lose Talia's signal. When I'm finished in the tower, I'm going after her. She doesn't know Joker. She's out of her depth. I need to save her.
The music is so good. We slowly climb ourselves up to stop Strange, which we did. Then Protocol 10 was stopped. Hugo was monologuing. He got a sword pierced to his chest by Rage. He's the real mastermind behind this. Before Hugo dies, he activates Protocol 11. Passcode Wayne. The Wonder Tower explodes. As we are free falling from Wonder Tower, we try to save Rage, which he tries to kill himself and Batman at the same time, but Batman let him go before he could do that, and got impaled. We are heading to save Talia. Talia counters Joker and kill him. But something's not right. Joker just dies? Just like that? Batman realized it, but it was too late. The real Joker shot her. The fake Joker is actually Clayface, and he just wanted to play the role of a lifetime. We beat Clayface, earned ourselves the cool, took half of it, and well, it's better to show.
Quick! The cure! What are you waiting for? Come on! I killed your girlfriend, poisoned Gotham in hell. It's not even breakfast. But so what? We all know you'll save me.
Every decision you've ever made ends with death and misery. People die. I stop you. You'll just break out and do it again.
Think of it as a running gag. No! Are you happy now?
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
That actually is pretty funny.
What the hell happened in there? Batman! What happened?
It ended just like that. Joker dies by his own hand. Funny, isn't it? I didn't play Harley Quinn DLC, so maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. Now on to the next section, Epilogue. For those who aren't familiar with my channel, I usually end my project with a speech, mostly influenced by the game itself and personal opinion. I considered myself a philosopher and psychologist. I just find this speech to be quite inspiring and motivating, and I'd like to share, so let's move on. Batman Arkham City shows that violence isn't the necessity to fight crime and other violence. You shouldn't fight fire with fire, it won't solve anything. Strange, Protocol 10 is pretty much genocide, even if they were inmates. They're still people. There's a better way to deal with criminals, well, as long as they aren't murderers or serial killers. Those are an exception for me. Arkham City is a glimpse of dystopia if crime were to be dealt with using extreme measure. To do such a thing on criminals, it makes you no better than them. We should seek virtue, ways of handling things more rational and ethical to our fellow men. The humanity that we shouldn't shed away like skin of snake. Humans always find a way to better themselves, like me. I used to write a lot of things, most of which are scrapped because it doesn't fit the ideal video for Batman Arkham City. And I finally realized that I have no problem loving others, but myself. So, I am embracing my true self right now. I used to be this, but I slowly evolved into this. And finally, I turned out to be like this. I used to be poor, and then getting cheekier, but in reality, I'm a very grim person, and this fit my image best. I don't smoke, by the way, but life sure make me feel like I want to smoke. Deep down, I kinda agree with Strange. Originally, I would say that he's wrong, but he's right in many ways, but also wrong in more than just many. Batman may be the root cause of everything, for Joker to be born. But what Strange failed to see is that extreme measure means he's no better than the criminals that he kept. I would like bad people to die too. I curse at those who have wronged me. I am a human too. I seek virtue, but without vice, then you're not really a human. A perfect being that have no flaws, no code of ethics and belief for themselves, be it religion or certain movements. We rash out on those we hate the most, not realizing it's a form of self-hate. If you can't love yourself, you can't love anyone. Some people aren't worth to protect or forgiven, but mercies for them are karma. No matter what they do, what they say, what they think, karma would decide their fate. Ultimately, people rises and fall on their own accord, and if all they can do is to blame others, then they were defeated a long time ago. Arkham City makes sense in a fictional world where crimes are rotten and everyone is a scum. We live a similar one, but not to that extent. We still have hope for it to get better. Sure, all it takes is just one bad day, but in reality, we have more than just one bad day. We keep hitting the bad days, but we get up just to fight once more. Don't stop fighting. This world is your world too. We can make it worthwhile to live in. Deep down, I hate the humanity itself, but I can't help but feel human though. so I'll live. Despite of it all, I'll live. So live with me, before I become a gardener. That's all I could ever ask of you. Thanks for watching. It took multiple tries to make this video happen, but it happens, and I'm satisfied now. I'm embracing my true self. I don't care if I get hate on me. This is who I am. Subscribe to my channel and like the video. Support me on Patreon, $1 a month, or Ko-fi, $3 once or more. I'll be welcoming you to Solemn Mania. Maniacs. Bye now.